We're here at Blue Steel Guns again with Maggie. Maggie, it's always a pleasure to see you.
Well, it is a pleasure to be here, and it is so great to be in your company, Mark. Thank you.
You as well. You as well. You know, speaking of being in your company, one of my favorite things about coming and visiting you is you often have a story to tell. So I just want to talk about gun store mistakes.
Well, there are all kinds of gun store mistakes. Lots of them are on this side of the counter. Lots of them are on this side of the counter. But really, the mistake is just not knowing the answer in the first place, which nobody starts out first thing in the morning knowing everything there is to know about every subject on every topic in the world.
You're talking about customers coming in? Yeah. I like that you said that, because probably the biggest mistake is not coming in and asking questions, I guess is what you're saying. You need to ask these questions so that you don't make further mistakes in the future, or bigger mistakes. And a lot of the mistakes we see are people that just weren't sure the first time around, but they had enough knowledge to come and ask somebody who does know. That's really awesome. Any shop, no matter what it is that they're selling or repairing or fixing, has people that come in that don't know what they're doing. And so, I mean, even the grocery store has people that don't know how to read the operating instructions on certain foods. So. Well, and I would even say on the other side of the counter, the biggest mistake that somebody can make in a gun store is really acting like somehow, because somebody doesn't know the answer to what he may or she may think is a stupid question, that they look down on them, talk down on them, because then those people are never getting the answers that they need.
No, and
they're less likely to ask those questions.
It really is. You really don't like to be made a fool of when you have a question that you don't know the answer to. You know they probably do have the answer, but you just don't want to feel like an idiot. And I get that. Everybody's an idiot. Just not knowing, in a way, kind of makes it easier, because you don't realize that the questions that you have are dumb, and you also stumble across questions that are actually really smart that no one else thought to ask, or the answer is just, well, because it's always been done that way. But you may be onto something there. So most recently, and this is one that we get kind of frequently, is how do you put bullets in a firearm? And I have a brand of magazine here that I think is quite memorable to a lot of people. And I myself do own one of these particular firearms. But what I would like to show you is, ladies and gentlemen, this is not the way you load the firearm. This is not how you load it. And I was keeping this on my desk until I saw Mark and could show him, ladies and gentlemen, this isn't the right way, but it can be fixed, and the right way is very easy to teach people.
I think just by seeing that speaks to a lot. Number one, people should not be loading their firearms if they don't fully understand them. So there clearly was not enough education behind what this particular person was going to do. But also kudos to them for coming in and saying, I don't understand what's happening.
And I totally get that. I can guarantee, though, that this is someone that didn't read the owner's manual that came with the firearm. I guarantee that if you really don't want to feel like an idiot, if you spend a couple moments and read through your owner's manual, you will not make some very common mistakes. This is...
So, it's interesting, because when I asked that question, some gun store mistakes, I didn't know what you were going to say, because we didn't discuss this in advance. But I really love that you're speaking to the education piece on this. I really do.
because that really is. I mean, when you talk about mistakes that people make with firearms, it probably in the end leads back to. Probably, I don't know how that happened, but it probably in the end leads back to that they didn't have the knowledge set necessary to not make that mistake.
That's very true. And we say this all the time, but the gun store is not the place that allows everyone to shine like the brightest star that they are. This is not everybody's wheelhouse. This is not what everybody is good at or even wants to be good at in some cases. I mean, but we're here and we're supposed to be here to help, so I'd like to think that that's what we're doing, at least from this side of the counter, but also from this side of the counter, because I can personally vouch that I have some of the coolest and most helpful customers, and if I didn't have them, I would know a whole lot less. I would be way dumber than I currently am, and I don't have the moments where I shine as brightly as I should. But let's just say that if it weren't for the people on both sides of the counter, that our education would not be near what it should be on these firearms. So talking to people that do know, and you know, people that actually have a care for your skill level, and maybe that you aren't the end-all be-all encyclopedia on firearms and you're still learning. That's a big thing. I'm still learning too. There are things that I don't know about. Absolutely. And I get stuck on things sometimes and I'm like, hey, somebody help me here. So luckily we have staff here, and we also have customers that I can ask as well, which I think is so cool.
So I guess really, from what I'm understanding, is really the biggest mistake that a person can make at a gun store is really not taking the time to become educated in really all aspects of really all aspects, like before you buy, when you buy, after you buy, like do the research.
Please do the research.
So start by learning.
Start by learning.
Keep learning.
Don't stop learning.
That's right. Never stop.
Never stop learning. And props, mad kudos and props to all the gentlemen and all the ladies that take the time to learn about things that are really scary and outside of their wheelhouse, which this is for many people.
Absolutely.
I have seen some of the bravest souls come in that have never touched a firearm before in their life, and they're nervously shaking as they're asking to see something, but whatever it is in their life that has changed to bring them to this point, I'm glad they're finding places that hopefully make them feel more comfortable and confident.
And the more you learn, the less scary it is. The more knowledge you have, the more confident you are in that thing.
Yes.
Yes.
Don't talk to me about astrophysics. I know nothing about it. Doesn't mean I wouldn't try learning. I'm sure it'd be really cool, and somebody that does know more about it is going to be able to tell you more and answer those dumb questions that you may have about it. So find someone proficient in the field, talk to them, ask questions. They aren't dumb. It's just sad that you just haven't asked those questions yet.
That's right. Well said. Well, Maggie, gosh, thank you so much. We always appreciate you.
Well, thanks.
And we'll just keep talking.
Cool beans. We'll talk next time.
Sounds good. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.